We've had a lot of really bad storms this past weekend, the 4th of July weekend. And most of you have probably heard on the national news then about the terrible flooding events that occurred at some local camps and in our local area. There are many parts of our area here that have not really been affected except by unusual amounts, high amounts of rainfall and the issues that may cause. And here we are. We finally had some sun show up after a few days of really nasty weather that just was nonstop raining. And now I'm listening and hearing thunderstorms again out there. So I will just post what I was originally planning to post for today. It was my day 92 for grief and forgiveness. And I don't know if any of that is going to apply to any of the horrible events that have occurred. But I started out the day with a jumble of ideas. I thought they were a jumble of ideas, but by the time I opened up the journal's blank page for the day, I had already entered the circle. And here's what I mean by the circle. I'm going to start with the quotes that I actually read. Here's one by Sam Keen. It says, "What shapes our lives are the questions we ask, refuse to ask, or never think to ask." The quote from Jon Acuff was, "Learning is about addition, editing is about subtraction." And Leo Tolstoy's quote was, "There is no deed in this life as impossible that you cannot do it. Your whole life should be lived as a heroic deed." So my Life's Companion journaling book by Christina Baldwin, the random number generator that I use on the computer, led me to a page today that took me a minute to understand what the context was, which is the fun of the random number generator. It's like traveling in a TARDIS. Where will Doctor Who turn up next? And I landed in the subject area of grief and forgiveness. Most of us have something to examine in both of these areas. The circle that I referred to earlier, the circle of life, includes many opportunities to explore grief and forgiveness. Have you developed a philosophy about these topics? Do you have rituals to help you cope with situations that cause grief or beg forgiveness? So my thoughts and answers evolved over the course of my life. From simple to complex, both concepts challenge me. I use emotions as my discovery cues. Am I angry, maudlin, lethargic? I peek over the edge of these emotional sparks to examine what's underneath, what's bringing these emotions to the forefront. And the journaling guide that I follow, Life's Companion, it reminds me, Christina Baldwin reminds us, that grief surfaces as we forgive. She includes some very thoughtful ideas about grief and extending forgiveness as a natural flow of life. Remember, she says, that we are round beings on a round planet, part of a circular web of connection with others. Forgiveness is a circular act that flows with the circle of life. So where is our grief leading us? What acts of forgiveness will heal our circle of balance? And right now I just got interrupted by a big clap of thunder. So I think I'm going to run out with the dogs now and make sure we're prepared and settled in for what's going to happen in the next hour. It sounds rather vicious right now.